Commodity fragrances have some super popular near cult classics like Milk and Gold from their standard collection, but their archives collection, in my opinion, is far superior. And because they're repackaging them and rebranding the look, they're currently clearing out everything at 60% off plus an extra 15% off with an extra discount code. You can use the one that they have on their website, extra 15, or you can use mine, the scented 15. Anyway, I figured this is the perfect time to go over that collection, tell you guys some of my favorites, tell you what they all smell like, so you guys can take advantage of those huge savings if you were thinking of picking up something from that collection, because they are outstanding. So I had been chipping away at my archives collection discovery set, and the ones that really stood out to me are right behind me. So I'll touch on those first, and then I'll touch on the rest from the collection. The most feminine, light, fresh, easy wearing one in my opinion is Rain. This one doesn't smell like rain, because when I think of rain, I think of kind of dark, gloomy, and that scent of wet earth and wet asphalt. This doesn't have that. This is bright. If I had to assign a color to this, it would be like a sparkling turquoise. It's very fresh out of the shower, floral, clean. There is a bit of citrus in the opening. It's very gentle and it's kind of a musky citrus. And there's a strong note of lotus, which lends it that aquatic quality. There's freesia, very light, gentle, feminine florals, and musk is there in the base. It dries down very clean, a little bit powdery, like semi-aquatic type of scent. Anyway, this is definitely one of my favorites, and I would say one of the most feminine leaning from the Archives collection. But my personal favorite that is like an easy daily wear, just like the perfect jeans and t-shirt type of scent that I was surprised I actually loved so much, is Bois. Bois is a sandalwood dominant scent. It's very powdery, smooth, and like gentle woody. There aren't that many spices in here. They list a note of pink pepper, pimento, cedar. All of those notes kind of put me off when I saw them. Angelica, which comes through a bit bitter. There's not really any bitterness. It's a really gentle, powdery, woody scent that is just like the perfect daily wear, the perfect layering scent. I actually have been layering this with a fragrance not from Commodity, but that I recently discovered. I actually have it on the tray beside me, and this is from Experimental Perfume Club. Cardamom and moss and this are beautiful together, just as a quick sidebar. Anyway, this on its own is just like a jeans and white t-shirt, easy daily wear, all year rounder. I find it a very easy grab and go, as well as Rain. If anything, this is even easier just because it is like very intimate, non-intrusive, almost skin scent, like a woody, powdery skin scent. And I think this would be perfect for like a workplace where you're not really allowed to wear fragrance because the scent bubble is so small and you just smell pleasant. Or this works perfectly with layering because it is quite a simplistic scent. So I think this is a must-have actually for men and women. And then whiskey. Going into the cold weather, I think whiskey is incredible. This is unisex. A lot of people find this masculine leaning, but I wore this myself all of last year through winter. It is addictive. There's a very warm, like it smells like a warm brown mahogany, very, very rich, enveloping, cozy, like true warm. There are no boozy notes in here. There is no whiskey, there's no cognac, there's nothing like that, but it's the woody notes and the aromatic notes like lavender, oak, that scent of barrels, and like the essence of everything related to booziness and warmth gives it that vibe. But there isn't any true like boozy note. There's no sharp alcohol in here at all. It's very, very cozy. Again, very easy to wear for the type of scent that it is. I didn't realize how easy it would be to just spritz on every day. It's powdery as well. There's a little bit of florals. You have like violet, very gentle. There's vanilla. Vanilla works beautifully with the woody notes in here. Oak, mahogany, and vanilla are like a killer combo. So whiskey is my favorite for cold weather for me to wear personally, but my man and I share it. And I just got leather. Leather is amazing. If you like Tom Ford's ombre leather, but you find it a bit aggressive, I would go with Commodity leather, because this leather, even though it smells intense, It is actually not quite as loud and aggressive. It's definitely a strong leather dominant scent, like a brand new leather jacket. It smells like you just put on a brand new expensive leather jacket. Probably a bit more masculine leaning, even though I would wear it. Like on a day where I'm really feeling bold, I would totally wear this. But this is more for my man. I loved this on him. He wore through the sample like in a couple of days. But anyway, here you have that strong leather scent, like as in a leather jacket. And you have myrrh, which is kind of a sweet resin that makes it more wearable for me. I love myrrh as a note in all fragrances. There's also juniper, you know, there's some fresh aromatic qualities in here. And overall, I think this is one of the best leather scents. Those are my 4 favorites. Even though I do really like the whole set, and given the opportunity, I would totally own all of them. Well, I wore through leather, bois, and whiskey, so those are missing, but let's jump into the rest. Let's go with Vetiver. Vetiver was actually really nice and not as rooty and earthy as I expected it to be. This one in the opening has a bit of fruitiness. You get a little bit of that green apple and blackberry. It's fresh. It is very fresh. It does dry down to more of a kind of earthy, rooty scent where the vetiver comes out. But there are florals in here, and I find this super unisex. And there's also jasmine, a little bit of jasmine in here. There's sweetness with the vetiver. Like, what surprised me was how fruity it was, because I thought, based on the name, that it would just be like straight up vetiver. But it's really not. It's actually super unisex, very casual type of fruity, fresh scent. You know what it kind of reminds me of? Also, if you've ever smelled rum or dark rum from Malin and Goetz, it's like along those lines. Then let's hop over to wool. Wool I thought would be a very cozy type of scent. I thought it would be unisex, but actually this one is, to me, very masculine leaning. Like, it reminded me of the Le Mal DNA. It has that nice, fresh kind of lavender scent. Cozy, masculine, soft, inviting. It has a nice musk in there as well. A very common DNA. Like, we've smelled this many times. I guess Armani Code as well for men. Very similar to that. So I don't know. Like, this one doesn't connect for me, wool and the scent. I don't get it. But it's a nice, like, easy masculine scent. I think a great gift for a guy. Very, very likable. Very easy to wear and appropriate for all ages. Like, there's a little bit of citrus in the opening. It's dominant in lavender. And you have a nice cozy kind of vanillic musk in the dry down. Basically, those are the notes that stand out to me. I personally wouldn't wear wool. It's too masculine for me. Like, it's a fresh masculine scent. I'll wear masculine scents that are boozy or vanillic or like cold weather, tobacco type of scents. I'll wear them. There has to be a bit of sweetness in there. I won't wear like barbershop scents personally. Then we're going to head into the fresher group, which are the white bottles. And this is Bergamot. So obviously it is a citrus dominant scent. It's a really bright, fresh, uplifting bergamot. Clementine in here. There's a bit of sweetness. I think if you like the Atelier Cologne citrus fragrances, this is in a very similar style. It is a great summer scent. Very, very easy to wear. But for a citrus lover. Maybe some people might think it has like a cleaner vibe. I like citrus scents, especially in the summer. I think they're very easy, uplifting, cheerful, bright. This one has mint a little bit as well. And the dry down there is vetiver. It does come out on my skin. My skin pulls vetiver and it does come out kind of like earthy and rooty. I don't mind it, but I don't prefer it. So I would say this is more of a masculine citrus scent because of that vetiver. But Mimosa, Magnolia, and Nectar are coming up, and I like all of them. So Mimosa is super nice, kind of shampooey, fresh, feminine, very, very easy. I think also would make a great, safe gift for somebody like in their late teens, early 20s that wants something like a little bit fancier, you know, not the standard designer fragrances. This is still very, very likable for like a young nose, you know. It has all of the familiar notes. You have your jasmine, sweet blood orange. It's actually like refreshing and a little bit sexy. There is no mimosa in Mimosa. It's like a very kind of flirty shampoo type of scent. I like it. I guess Mimosa would be my next favorite after the ones that I already have. It's really like just easy. If you like Ocean di Gioia, it's like that style but less aquatic. Now let's go to Magnolia. Magnolia is quite floral. It is a nice floral. There's some green notes in here. The opening is not my favorite. It does have this kind of like a pond. You know, like a, I don't know how to explain this without making it sound bad, but it's like the pulpy kind of seaweedy greenness that you find around a pond is what comes to mind. It's not bad. Like water lilies, and in fact there's a note of water lilies in here. Like kind of that vibe, but then you get really nice, refreshing, fresh florals, and you're like, ah, it's a nice fresh pond. Like it's not like a dingy pond. It's a nice, fresh, blooming, like kind of a cartoon pond. But I don't like the green notes. This is kind of a typical floral. It is very nice. It's very likable for somebody who likes a safe floral. Very pleasant, inoffensive. But for me, I find it a bit forgettable. Next up is Nectar. I love the name. And it makes me like immediately think of honeysuckle, like that real honeysuckle. I love real honeysuckle when I walk by. Those blooming bushes, they're my favorite. But there's also orange blossom, like neroli in here, which is a bit bitter. And it balances it out. It makes it interesting. This is an enjoyable neroli scent for me. I generally don't like neroli, but with the honeysuckle, it's really nice. It smells like nectar, and you think of bees collecting pollen from the trees, and it's very sunny, it's very bright, sweet. It also smells a bit like tea. Like if you told me this was like jasmine green tea in here, if there was a note of jasmine green tea, I would believe you. Obviously it's a combination of the citruses with the neroli and the orange blossom, but it comes through kind of like tea. So if you like tea scents, this one would be perfect. Kind of maybe like honeysuckle tea. I've never tried honeysuckle tea, if that's a thing, but I imagine that's what it would smell like. And lastly, we have gin. Gin is pretty accurate to what it is because it's juniper, ginger. It's like gin if you took away the alcohol from gin. Very nice ginger scent, very refreshing. I love ginger because it actually makes you physically feel better. Like if you're ever feeling nauseous or you're feeling a little bit down, I find fragrances that have ginger kind of just make me feel better right away. So I do really like this. I find it a bit more masculine. It is a kind of warm, prickly ginger. Makes me think of ginger like when you're eating sushi, that kind of ginger. It is refreshing. It is a very summery scent. Makes you feel good. But it also has this cleaner type of vibe about it. So I enjoy it as a scent, but I don't know that I would fully wear it. And then the dry down is a bit more unusual. You get a bit of smokiness, a musky, woody type of scent in the base. So it is a really interesting scent. It's the opening that has a little bit of this like tangy, borderline cleaner territory. But when it dries down, it does develop really nicely into something deeper, woody, and a touch smoky. So that one I would say is masculine. For me, my favorites are the four that I have, which are in this order: Bois, Whiskey, Rain, and Leather. Leather being the most masculine. And then I would say Mimosa for me. But for men, Wool is really nice too. So anyway, now's the time to grab these for a steal. The performance on them ranges from 2 hours to 8 hours. They're not necessarily monster performers, which personally I actually really like. None of them have that synthetic quality that bothers me in fragrances, and in general I really love Commodity. I'm pretty sure they are a clean fragrance brand as well. I think they're labeled clean at Sephora. Anyway guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this Archives collection review, and let me know which ones you're thinking of picking up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!